Good afternoon and welcome to Friday with Fiona, and today's class to go is using the Ladybug set. Just going to get rid of my face, well not get rid of it but make it smaller so that you can see my desk, because I wanted to show. So the 1st of August is Tuesday and Stampin' Up is having a kit sale. 30% off all of their kits, and there's loads to choose from. They're in the online exclusive. So if you go to my shop, you can either put kits in the search bar or go to online exclusives, and then all the ones that are available are there. There are some Christmas ones if you wanted to start your Christmas early. There's birthdays, all sorts. There's even some non-stamping ones, as well as some kind of crafty ones like the wreath. Probably can't see it at the back of my room. And there's the birthday book as well, the birthday organizer. So I'm going to be definitely stocking up on my kit. So that's starting on Tuesday. Okay, right, so today's class to go is using the Hello Ladybug set. It's in the annual catalogue, and I realised I really hadn't played with this very much at all. So that is my current, oh, what's happened here? That is my current mission, is to use stamp sets that I really haven't used much at all. I think I'm straight. No, wrong way. That's better. Okay, so there is the host code. If you spend £27 or more in my online store by by midnight on Tuesday, that's the 1st of August. So you can stock up on your kits, get a couple of kits at 30% off, absolute bargains. Some of them even come with they all come with like a little ink spot, and you get a block and you get a little stamp set if you get the stamping ones. So they are really good value for money. So anyway, if you spend £27 in my store, then I will send you everything you need to make 2 each of the 3 cards that we're going to make now. Now the first one is a faux stepper card, sorry. So I don't know about you, I used to make stepper cards and you had to cut here and cut there and they got really complicated. And basically this is 2 pieces of card glued together. So I've got everything ready to save a bit of time. I've used vellum for the wings. I just love a bit of vellum. That's my crushed curry heart. Now what have I got here? Right, so that's my long bit. I've run through my crushed curry through these stripes and spots. I'm going to have to look it up now because it's going to bug me. The embossing folder. It's one that can go through the there it is, stripes and splatters. Yeah, it wasn't spots. Stripes and splatters 3D. And they can go through the mini cut and emboss machine, which is great. So I've already done that, and that will then fit onto there, just for a bit of texture. You can have the debossed or the embossed side. It's entirely up to you. Now we have discontinued, well, it's been retired, the punch which goes with this. So rather than stamp it, I've just punched it out, and I will do this for you. So you have 2 bits, you just need to put them together with the glue dots to make your daisy, and then the little heart goes in the middle. This is from the Nested Essentials dies. That's going to be my sentiment. And then I've got my Ladybug, which I've punched. So this is a punch. Originally it was sold as a bundle. They are both available in the annual catalogue. That was £18. Let me see if it still is. I don't think they put up the existing punches. They're like £21 now. So Ladybug. Yes, it's £21 now, so I need to change the price on that. So I haven't, 2 of them I have punched out, and then I've stamped the wings on 1 and on 2 actually. So 2 I've stamped the wings, and the other one I've done a bee. So that's the first one we're going to do. So okay, when you spend in my store, you will get, and I send you the kit, you will get a full written tutorial with all the measurements. But I can tell you, Let me just get these. Don't want to lose my heart. And I love this new grid paper because it's got inches and, right, so let's do it along the bottom. So I've got a piece of card that is 25.5 centimetres by 10.5, and then I have scored at 8.9 centimetres, 17.8 centimetres, and 21 centimetres. Is that right? 8.9. Yeah, 8.9, 17.8, and 21 centimetres. And then you want to do a valley, a mountain, and a valley fold, and that's how you get your. I'm just going to get my foam folder and give it the creases, because you really want them to be nicely creased so that it stands the way you want it to. There we go. Okay. And then this piece of card is 21.6 by 7 centimetres, and I've scored that at 7.6. I'm going to give that another good crease, and then that is going to be your faux stepper. So it's going to go across the top. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was off camera. Going to go across the top like this and be glued down. But we're going to put our embossed piece and DSP on first. So I'm going to do that. Let's make a bit of space. So that's the one we're working on. I don't know what's happened to my camera. I seem to be a lot more zoomed in than normal. Let's pop that over there so you can see that just off on the edge of the camera, and I'll pop those. Don't need to worry about those. Right, okay, so I'm just going to glue. Now, it's entirely up to you. I find when I've embossed things that using Seal Plus is not a good idea. I wonder why it's... Oh, do you know what? I think it's dropped down. I'm going to just try and adjust the camera, because I think I'm going to keep going off camera otherwise, and I won't realise it. I had to, we had a family Zoom and I had to take it downstairs, so let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit wider. Okay. Right, so you can use Seal Plus, but I would find that that will get stuck and pull. Seal, wet glue, or for this case I'm going to use tear and tape, because it's nice and strong. So there we go. So this one we're making, rather than an actual ladybug, we're using the ladybug punch, or in the UK we call them ladybirds. The ladybug punch, we're going to make a bee, hence the colour scheme. Right, so it's just, now I find if you start at the end, it's really difficult to get hold of it, but if you go to the middle, it's usually a little bit easier. There we go. That worked. Sometimes it, when I say something on camera, it doesn't work, but that one did. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to glue that onto my long, narrow piece of my faux stepper. And I should have like a black on all four sides around it. There we go. And then I'm going to do my designer series paper, which has vanished. I've probably knocked it on the floor. I had 4 strips as my vellum wings. So I've got everything except my designer series paper, which I did. Oh, there it is. I did have it a minute ago. Okay, so these, you've got that long bit is going to go across the front before you glue your faux part on. And then these two are for the sides here. Again, before you put your faux stepper on, and then that's for the inside. So this time I will use Seal Plus. So this is the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper, which is like a bumper pack. You get, I think it's 48 sheets. Okay, that's that side. Trying to line it up, although it's not really going to be. Okay, and then the long bit along this bottom panel. I find mine comes off and then I just pop it back on with my tweezers. Right. Okay, so that's your original fold. Now I'm going to take my faux stepper and put it down, and I'm going to put, I think I'll probably use wet glue because it will give me time to move it around. And all I want to do is, in fact, if I get a pencil, so it is going to come to the bottom, and I just want to line it up so it's about equidistant in the middle. It looks about right. I'm just going to pop a little pencil mark there. And there, I can rub those out later. So that I can put my glue in that part. And then I'm going to glue the long side down. Lining up with my pencil lines. Okay, I'm just going to line that up, stand that up to make sure it's level on the bottom, which it is, and then I can push down. And I'll just get my rubber and get rid of those pencil marks. There we go. Okay, so now it's on the front, I can glue the back. And again, I'm going to just mark with pencil so I can see that this is the bit that needs to be glued. Pop that on there. Okay, like that. So now we've got our faux stepper card, and then we just need to decorate it. So I've got a piece of basic white to go inside for my message. Well, I'm not going to actually put anything on the inside at the moment. Leave it blank for your own message. And then we've got this little strip which is going to go along the bottom. And I did just leave a little bit of white. For effect. Okay, and then I'm going to use dimensional, which I had already. Yeah. Okay, so that's for my sentiments. I'm going to do my daisy next. Just checking out on the screen. It's really weird that this has moved so much. I'm going to have to rearrange, I think. Okay, I'm going to need a new tombow in a minute, I think. And you just line them up so that the petals of one are in between the petals of the other one. Okay. And that's why using wet glue's good, because it gives you a few seconds to adjust. I'm just going to let that dry. But in the meantime, we can be doing our bee, and I need to stamp my sentiments. So I've got my gold strips. I've got 3 gold strips. And again, it's going to be, I'm just going to get my silicone mat, because I do going to go off the edge. So I've got 3 pieces of the distressed, I think it's distressed gold, which is single-sided. Come on. And they're going to go sort of from the bottom. In fact, I'll start with the bottom. Just check them on the camera. There we go. Start with the bottom and pop that on. And I've deliberately cut them longer than I need them, because then I can cut them off afterwards. Okay, so one there and then one in the middle. Oh, that's not straight. I didn't have my... Right, let's have him upside down so I can see. I need a bit more glue now. Somehow I managed to put it on diagonally. Not sure how I did that, but anyway. Right, let's get that back on there. And if your glue comes out, then just let it dry and then you can rub it off afterwards. And then the other one, go across the middle, and then the last one will be sort of his shoulders, I guess. I'm trying to have them equidistant apart. That's a long word. Don't know where that came from. Straight, but as long as they're in line with each other, they don't really matter. And then the third and final one. Let's push that one down a bit. Okay, and I'll let that dry. Now go back to my daisy, which should be dry by now, and I'm just going to, with my bone folder, curve the petals. And I'm going to use a mini dimensional for the little heart. Now the little heart is from the Give It a Whirl dies. There's 3 different sizes of hearts. Really handy. It's probably what I use most out of there, actually. And I need some the gingham ribbon. I'm just going to curl it over and then cut it. Get my ribbon scissors. Okay, that's probably about right. And then that's going to go on with a glue dot. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, where they cross over, I'm going to pop a glue dot. So that will help it keep in place. There we go. Pop that down there. In fact, that needs to be higher up. That doesn't matter. Right, let's get a glue dot for the underneath. and then the daisy is going to go across. No, I'm just going to rearrange that. Needs to cross over a little bit higher up. Otherwise it's going off the edge of the card. And then I can just snip. Okay, and then that's going to go on. I'm not sure if I did a dimensional on there. No, I didn't. I did a glue dot, because otherwise it's going to be too raised up. There we go. Love that little heart. Okay, and I've got my nested essentials die. So while I'm waiting for my bee to dry, I'm going to just stamp my sentiment in Pebble Path. It's my go-to for sentiments now. May your greatest wish come true. What a lovely sentiment, especially if it's somebody's birthday or... I'm just going to pop it on the edge there. It's really annoying me that I'm not straight. Yes, okay, that's better. Right. Oh, it's upside down. Make sure I don't stamp it upside down. May your greatest wish come true. But I'm going to do it towards the bottom because I want to put a little bit of ribbon at the top. May your greatest wish come true. Lovely. And I just need the same gingham ribbon. I'm just going to tie a little knot and a really tiny piece of it. So yeah, that should be about right. I love this gingham, and I got a copy and a digital copy of the new mini catalogue. That's one of the perks of being a demonstrator, is that you get to see the catalogue early. It goes on sale in September, but we are able to do pre-order from next week in August. And there is some more black gingham ribbon, but it's much bigger, and I think it's very vanilla rather than white, so I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that. Okay, and then that just goes on the edge there, and I think I've just glued that, so I'm just going to glue which side is coming. So it's this side. It's just going over the edge. May your greatest wish come true. Right, now my bee should be, right, those are my ribbon scissors. I definitely don't want to use them. My other scissors. And I should be able to cut the excess gold off now. And then all that remains is to put the vellum wings on, and that will be card one done. It's a bit sticky because I've got excess glue. So let me just get my glue eraser. Got it all over my fingers as well. Now Stampin' Up used to sell these, but we don't anymore. So, but you can get them from Amazon. In fact, I think I might need a new one. It's really not. There we go. Right, now my vellum wings. You can either use a glue dot. I think I use glue because the glue will dry. I'm just going to curve these up a little bit, but obviously if you're posting it, they're going to get flattened. I'm just going to pop a tiny little bit of glue in the middle on the gold there, and that should be enough to hold it. My vellum's very light. And I'll push that down, and then when it dries clear, so you won't be able to see it. And then I think that one I did put on. Yeah, I did put that one on with dimensionals. And that's going to go just off the edge there. So, got 2 dimensionals left on this. Which side is going off the edge? Okay. Heading for the flower. Okay. There you go, there's card number 1. So I know at the moment you can see where I've put that glue, but on this one it's dried clear. I really love that card actually. May your greatest wish come true. So that's card 1. Okay, card 2 is not quite so complicated. It's Poppy Parade cardstock landscape, and then rather than using a whole piece of black card, I've just cut a couple of strips. Need my silicone mat again. There is lots of gluing in this project. So I've got my strips to make sure they're the right way up, and then I've got my basic white piece of card, which should be, so the card base will be 29.6 by 10.5, scored at 14.85. And then my piece of white is the same length, so 14.85, but that is by 9, because I didn't want to cover the whole card, and I'm actually going to have to trim some white off. But let's, so what we do is going to glue my white onto these black strips so that I have literally just like an edging, and it saves using up a hue. The reason I did this was actually because I had run out of black card. I have received some more now, but at the time when I was prepping this, I didn't have much. But actually, do you know what? It makes your card not quite so thick, which will help the weight of it when you're posting it. So I don't know why I don't do this more often. Right, I'm just getting these apart so they don't, and then pop that one on there. And I'm just having quite a narrow piece of black there. Whoops, that has stuck to me. That should do. Right, I just need to put another bit of glue on this because I put my hand right in it. Not very sensible. And then again, I just want a narrow strip of black to be showing. That's about right. Okay, now that's slightly too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on and then I will cut the excess off. So I'm going to use Seal Plus and I'm going to do it on the white because I know the black does tear pretty easily. Can't be nearly finished that. I just got it out recently. And then that goes right across the front of the poppy parade. Now you can just snip it with scissors, or I'm going to get my mini guillotine and just cut the excess off. Okay. There wasn't very much. Okay. Now I've got my piece of Designer Series paper. Again, it's from the Delightfully Eclectic. So swans on one side and tile squares on the other. So I'm just going to pop this straight on. That's going to be too long. So where do I need to start with my glue? And that's going to go across the middle. And I'm just eyeballing it. You could measure it, but I'm just eyeballing it. And then this time I will just use my scissors. Okay, so there's our base. Just going to make sure that's straight down. Okay, now again, I got 2 circles out of this because I needed them for another project, and you just literally want a tiny bit of red around the outside. And again, it, you know, why use a whole piece of cardstock? It's just adding to the weight of your card. So I'm just silicone matte back. I'm just going to go around the edge of my circle. Once I've got them on, I'll tell you the size of the circle. So I'm just going around the edge with the Tombow. Get my Poppy Parade. So the Poppy Parade one was cut with the Stylish Shapes circles because I've got some stitching, although you can't really see it. Right, let's put one there. So the Poppy Parade is right, okay, because it's a die, so it's 2 1/8, and then the white is 2. This is a 2-inch punch, which is obviously what I did 1 3/4 out of the middle. So I'm just going to let that dry, and in the meantime I need to just stamp some black. I've got to make sure I get the right stamp. Right, that's it. So there's 2 stamps that have the wings on. You've got this one, which is the whole of the wing, and then that's indented so you don't get the spots. So if I was doing it on white, I would do that in sort of in the Poppy Parade, and then I would have white holes, and then this is just the holes. So I'm going to stamp this in Pebble Path, and hopefully just going to make sure which way round. No, it's that way round. Yeah. And it's lined up. You can see where the wings are, and there we go. And then I think what I did last time was I just went over it. If they're not dark enough for you, just go over it with a blend or black ink. In fact, actually what I might do is emboss them. Yeah, let's do that. I've got to do some embossing in a minute anyway. I'm just going to go over them, and then with clear, I need clear embossing powder. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave it because it's going to take too much time. So I'm just going to curve these. They're dark enough, the pebble path. And again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue across their shoulders and pop my wings on. Okay, and while that's drying, I will get my ribbon again. And again, we just want a little bit bigger than last time, but not too big. I think that's probably big enough. This ribbon's running away with its, whoa, there we go. Okay. Glue dots. So again, I'm just going to cross it over. There we go. Cross it over. And pop that on my card with the glue dot, and then the circle is going to go over the top of it, so that will hold it in place. Come on, you're supposed to look like a, what's it, ribbon. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that. Just needed more of, I don't know what you call that top bit, hood. There we go, and then that go over there. So I'm just going to pop some wet glue around the red, the Poppy Parade bit, and stick it down, and the ribbon will be underneath. Holding that in place for a minute, and then I need some dimensionals for my ladybird. I'm just going to give her a bit of a curl, and the reason I'm going to keep that is by putting dimensionals down the middle. Only a couple, but they'll hopefully keep the curve even when you if you're posting it. Okay. Oh, now what I didn't do was stamp my sentiment, but I have I've done it straight onto the basic white, so hopefully it's flat enough that I can still do that. So let's get, now it's got, you can bug me anytime. Quite sweet. Sentiments, whoever comes up with these. Witticisms or puns or whatever you want to call them. Right, okay. So again, I'm using Pebble Path. It's the current ink colour, 2023 to 2025, and it's kind of my go-to for, rather than black now or basic grey. And then I'm just going to stamp that underneath the designer series paper. You can bug me anytime. There's just a little bit of glue there. Okay, there we go. That's card 2. How are we doing for time? Okay, so card 3 is a bit more involved. Let me just clean that. It does require some embossing, gold embossing, and the gold embossing powder is great. I find the Stampin' Up. Somebody asked me the other day, do the Stampin' Up powders, are they good? And I said, yes, they are, and they last forever. Well, let me tell you, they last forever if you don't throw them all over the floor like I did. Well, I threw it all over me and the floor, and it was a nightmare to clean up. So this is card 3. So we're going to stamp the leaf and emboss it. And this is Wild Wheat, gold embossing powder, and bubble bath. And I really like the combination of the 2 colours. So again, I've got everything ready, I hope. That's for my sentiment. That's my Ladybug. That's my designer series paper. I just need my ribbon. But what we're going to start off by doing, and hopefully not throw it everywhere. And in the annual catalogue, we've got Stampin' Up editions, embossing editions, and you get these tweezers, you get a tray and a brush, which is great for getting rid of the excess. So I just need my Versamark and I need my leaf. Okay. Now we'll try not to throw this absolutely everywhere. I still got, I stood up, I had it all over my skirt, and I stood up and managed to get some back in the pot. Now the only thing about this leaf is there's no die or punch, so I am going to have to fussy cut, but I hope you will excuse me, it won't take me long. It's quite a simple shape to fussy cut, so I don't know what I was doing. Somehow the pot dropped out of my hands the other day and it just went everywhere. Okay, so I can get my brush, just get the excess off. Now I'll pop that back in later, so I don't have another accident. That can go. And I just need my heat gun. I absolutely love heat embossing. There she goes. She's incredible. I think it's amazing. I don't know if you could hear what I was saying. I just think it's amazing the way when it starts to go and it just goes. It's fabulous. Okay, so let me get my snips and we'll just quickly fussy cut that out. It's a relatively straightforward shape. I'm just going to follow the I want to have a little bit of a white edge, not too much, but a little bit. I'm just going to follow the shape of the leaf, and I'm moving the paper rather than the scissors. I know some people hate fussy cutting. I wouldn't like to sit and do it for hours, but I don't mind it. It's one of those, like that, like colouring. It's you either love it or you hate it. Marmite. So just keep going round. And that's that. And then there's just this little bit here to cut out the stem. Okay, there we go. So that's, didn't take long, except I've now got gold embossing powder on my paper somehow. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we've got a basic white, thick basic white card base, so 21 centimetres by 14.85, scored at 10.5. I've got a strip of the In Colour Designer Series paper, which is 3 centimetres by 14.85. It will be when I've snipped it off, and I'm just going to pop that on to the edge of my card. Keep forgetting you can't see me if I go to the bottom of my, just up to the crease line. Okay, and then I can just snip that excess off. Okay, here we go. Need my bone folder because that's not a good crease. There we go. That's better. Now that's curling because of the heat, so I'm just going to curl it the other way. And I need my ribbon, and I need to stamp myself. I've got to emboss my sentiment. So good job I didn't put that away then. Right, let's just do that sentiment. Sending you sunny thoughts. I wonder which stamp set that's from. I'll put my notes. Sorry, I didn't mean to jag the camera. What is it? Sending you sunny thoughts. Oh, I know. That's come from the new online exclusive. I think it's the trucking bundle. Where did I have my trucking? Okay, I don't know where it's gone. It's hiding. No, it's here. Yeah, this is an online exclusive. Sending you sunny thoughts. There it is. So I am going to use that because it's a lovely sentiment. And I just need to clean that and see if I can fit that on my block. Diagonally. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't put that gold away before. I'm just going to stamp in Versamark onto my thin black piece of card, which is I think oh no, it's a centimetre wide. So Versamark. Sending you sunny thoughts. Can't see that at all. I'm going to have to do it again. I'll do it on the other side this time. So I'll get the Versamark out. I don't know what went wrong there. I think it might have been you have to get the powder on pretty quickly. Yes. Much better. I'll get the heat gun again. And my tweezers. These tweezers are great, so don't get hot. I wouldn't stretch, I'm sorry if you couldn't see what I was doing. Okay, and then all I did was I gave it a little flag at one end. So I just cut up the middle and then at an angle. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay. Right, what have we got left to do? Just the bubble bath. So this is what I was talking about before. There's 2 stamps for the wings. And the one we did on the last card was just the dots. And this time I'm going to do the whole without the dots. So I'm going to do that in bubble bath onto my piece of basic white. I was a bit off target, so I'm going to do it on the other side. I had this problem last time. The first time I did it, I couldn't line it up, and then the second time I lined it up perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but better. So let's just try that again. That's better. Still not perfect, but better. Okay, I won't make you wait any longer. So I need my ribbon, and this is the 3-pack. Is oh no. It's oh god, I've got so much of it now. Right, here we go. This is the bubble bath one. And then you have, so it's a 3-pack, lemon lolly and azure afternoon. Oh, it's completely unwound. I do apologise. Right, let's find the end and get this done. So I'm going to wrap it round the inside of my card. And tie a bow. In actual fact, I'm going to cheat, and I'm just going to join my ribbon up towards the top with a glue dot again, so I don't waste loads of ribbon. And I'll sort that lot out later. Okay, here we go. So I've got my, I'm just going to pull it taut, and they should cross over. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a bow. So again, like punching out the circle or doing the black edges, you are, not using hundreds, not using all of your ribbon in one go, because it does take a lot if you wrap it right. Oh, I might have to do a knot because I'm all fingers and thumbs. There we go. Beautiful. I love this colour. Right, so ribbon scissors. just get that out of the way and I'll sort that out later. Ribbon, scissors, and then again a glue dot on the join. And pop my ribbon, my bow, over the top. And I'm actually going to put one underneath because it's trying to flop around a bit. Okay, there we go. Right, now my ladybug, just a tiny little bit of glue to get her wings on. And while that's drying, I'm just going to put some dimensionals on my leaf. Two at the bottom, one at the top. And have that pointing up the card, slightly higher than halfway. I just need to stamp the flowers, and I'm going to do that in Bubble Bath. I can't remember the name of it, it's ridiculous. So I just did them top and bottom just for a bit more colour really. Now on these ones I did colour them with, I don't know why that's gone through. Oh, I must have used a blend on it. But this time I'm just going to pop some gems in there. So I'll get my gems, iridescent. These are beautiful. So one small one and a medium one, and a small one, okay, and then we need one extra one because you can't have an even number. I'm going to pop that in the middle of the bow. So 3, 6, 7. There you go. I've got my odd number now. I don't know why, but somebody told me the brain prefers the odd numbers, so that's why I do that. Right, so now I've got my sentiment, which can just go across the bottom here, and I think I did that, yeah, I did that with mini dimensionals. Mini dimensionals last for absolute ever. Right, there we go. So that is going to go across the ribbon and to the edge, sending you sunny thoughts. And last but not least is going to be our lovely ladybug. And again, I'm going, and we're just going to pop her on her leaf. And there you go, that's card 3. Okay, I do apologise about all the mistakes. So that's the card 3, and that's card 2.